All right, what's up, guys? We're back. UFC Des Moines, Sandhagen versus Figueiredo. Full card breakdown and bets and predictions. I'm your host, Pegasus, with Key3Picks and Dravy. We're going to move back to Tuesday nights. This Tuesday was Key's girlfriend's birthday. Key, the people were asking, how did you treat the queen for her birthday? What did you do? Did you go to dinner? Did you get her flowers? What did you do?
Dinner, bar, and arcade. I mean, we had fun.
Nice. A barcade? Like a bar that is also an arcade or separate things?
Yeah, like a barcade.
Nice. I love that. Dravhy, how about you? What'd you do on Tuesday night?
Nothing, bro.
Well, guess what? I did tape study. That's why I'm going to beat you this year. All right, we're back. Champs, thanks for joining us, bro. Sparring Reality. He compared me to the GOAT, Joey Diaz. Love that. Steel pick. Dix Insider. How we doing, bro? All right, let's get into these night of fights. I think it's actually going to be a good one. It's kind of crazy doing back-to-back live event cards. Not mixing it in Apex. It's kind of like reminds me of like vintage UFC when there used to be a different arena every single weekend. Let's see here. First fight's going to be a girl fight. So, Key, you're going first. Juliana Miller versus Ivana Petrovic. Juliana Miller, 3-3, 28, 5'7", 66-inch reach. Ivana Petrovic, 7-2, 30 years old, 5'8", 70.5-inch reach. Odds on these two ladies. Miller is anywhere from plus 185 to plus 200. Ivana Petrovic, anywhere from minus 220 to minus 230. Low levels girl fight. And when I say low level, this probably is this the lowest I think it's ever been at this point with Juliana Miller being here? Possibly the lowest. Key, break it down. I mean, I think it's got to be a clear Petrovic spot, right?
I at these numbers, I don't like that. Because I do think that Miller is a competent and pretty good grappler. She has solid credentials, and her actual MMA grappling is not bad. It's just at times a little overly aggressive. And lacks position over submission at times. But I think that here, Petrovic on the feet is going to have the advantage. Juliana Miller is a complete punching bag. I mean, to be able to make Luana Santos look like Mike Tyson, I mean, you have to be a special type of ass. And Juliana is that on the feet. And from all accounts, looking at some of, and I know hitting pass is completely different, but she still looks awful. It doesn't. It looks like it's a situation of them just telling her to put her chin down more. And I don't think that that's going to happen. Petrovic does have an actual like long jab, and I don't think she's a great striker, but she stays within herself. Whereas Miller is outside, very loopy, wide. Everything is big hooks, and just head is on the center line the whole time. So I do think that Petrovic wins. I wanted to get to a Miller bet, but she is just so bad um, on the feet, and Petrovic is going to be able to compete on the mat. Maybe I do a little bit more tape, strong tape on this, and figure out if I really want to get down Miller. But to me, it's Miller or pass. But pick wise, I do think that Petrovic gets it done.
Yeah, so I didn't mind. I think I saw it earlier this week. I was really keen to be impressed. I was actually contemplating making Juliana Miller spread of the week this week because I think the opening number was pretty good. I'm going to check what it is now. Dravy, you want to give your breakdown while I'm doing it?
Minus 120.
Yeah, so I think it was open plus 110. I was actually thinking about it. I do think Miller can actually win around here. I think Petrovic obviously wins the fight, but like Key said, Miller has, if she grapples, she probably could top time her for a bit. And winning around there probably wouldn't be a bad look. I have no interest in actually betting this fight, but I kind of like the spread on Miller. Drav?
Yeah, I mean, kind of have the same feeling as Key. I kind of wanted to get to a Miller play watching this, but I decided it's better to stay away personally, just because this is just a weird fight. I think Petrovic is better. Like, she's more technical. She's just a cleaner fighter. But Miller in the grappling is good. Like, to be honest, she's good on the ground. And if you look into her BJJ matches and the girls she's beating some good girls, including like Fatima Klein and BJJ. So she know what she's doing. But I think she had like I think it's 6 surgery or some shit like that during the layoff. She had a shit ton of surgery, and then you had the layoff and all that, and her records are not great. So I don't want to bet her, to be honest, but I do think she's the side, but I think it's like a risky bet, and it's not that big of a plus money. It's like plus 185 type bet. I'll lean her side betting wise if you want to bet that fight, but maybe you just bet the under, and so I feel like some weird shit's gonna happen there. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Petrovic to win. I think she's the rightful favorite, but I do kind of see the line being wide, but I don't have a strong read on it at the same time, so I just prefer to pass.
Gotcha. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Usually I do it at the end of the videos. We're going to start doing it in the beginning because half the time people don't watch till the very end. Hit the like, sub. Glenbot, welcome for joining us. Daz, thanks for joining us, bro. Yo, Dan, respect, brother. Yeah, between those long breaks on the PFL, if you want to catch up on some breakdowns here, we're going to take care of that for you guys for Des Moines. Siller sub 3 is $31. Okay. KO3 is $7.71. Not bad. I don't like it. I think if she finished it, probably would be late. Champ Blakes Miller. Sparring Petrovic around her last fight. Yeah. I mean, listen, that's why I said the spread. Like, spread's pretty good here. Yeah. Honestly, might even play it, not make it spread of the week, just play it anyway. Minus 110 is not bad at all. I agree with this. It is suspect. All right. Next fight. Next fight is a low-level. We go right from low-level girls to low-level heavyweight fights. It's Thomas Petersen versus Don'Tale Mayes. Thomas Petersen, 9-3, 30 years old, 6'1", 74-inch reach. Don'Tale Mayes, 11-8, 33, 6'6", 81-inch reach. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Thomas Petersen anywhere from minus 280 to minus 250. You can get Don'Tale Mayes anywhere from plus 240 to plus 225. Drav, I'm going to have you go first. Low-level fight. Thomas Petersen was knocked out. I don't think it was that long ago. It was like, what?
3 months
2 months ago? Yeah, 2 months ago, knocked out. I mean, it wasn't like a crazy bad one, but
it was bad. It was kind of bad.
I think that this fight, personally, I feel like it's got to be a Thomas Petersen side just because of the grappling upside, but like Don'Tale Mayes is probably the better striker. Thomas Petersen is pretty slow at striking. It's kind of my only view on it. I know Glenbot said he likes the under. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Again, it's a shit fight. I've been on the Don'Tale Mayes fade train, but I'm just going to stay away on this one. I bet Walker, but he was like minus 175. So now I think Petersen is, how can I say that? I mean, Walker is not good either, but like, I think Petersen is kind of an unknown at the UFC level still. I don't think he's that good, but Mayes just doesn't care anymore. It looked like he was out of shape the last fight. He got heel hook, insta tap. It was a bad look, obviously. But on the feet, I mean, he has more power. He's kind of the better striker. But yeah, I do think Petersen is going to probably get on top here, and he has good ground and pound. So yeah, he should be fine. He should be the favorite. But again, like you said, it's a sloppy heavyweight fight. Do I want to invest on that? I don't really think so. But Petersen ITD, if anything, I get if he covers his price, like I think he's gonna get on top at some point. And he's gonna have his opportunity to finish the fight. But Mayes stays safe against Shamil, right? So he stays safe for 15 minutes. So it's not like he's gonna finish him easily. But like, again, fading Mayes at this point in his career just seems smart. So, but they're onto it betting wise. That's why I don't like the money line. But maybe Petersen ITD, kind of a decent look. So yeah, I'm gonna pick him to win. But again, it's not a fight that I have like a big strong read on, so I'm not sure I want to bet it. But yeah, I think he should win, and maybe ITD could be decent look.
Yeah, one of the things too I like to mention is that Don'Tale Mayes trains pretty often with John Jones, but we never see any improvement. So like, what's going on in that training room that we're not seeing the improvement from him? I mean, Thomas Petersen has clear grappling upside, pretty straightforward. I mean, striking, I think I give the benefit to Don'Tale Mayes, but at this rate, like, I don't even know if I give that because you don't know what to expect from him. Petersen or pass for me, but odds are I'm probably not going to touch this fight, but it kind of feels like they're kind of setting up Petersen after taking Shamil Gaziev getting knocked out. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, this is a garbage fight. I refuse to break down a Dontel Mays fight at this point. Yeah, Petersen, I think he gets it done. Better process, less of an idiot. Petersen by a better brain.
All right. Let's take a look at the comments here. Where is this? I have too many tabs open. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think this is a setup fight for Petersen. They're trying to get him back in the win column. Dude, it's kind of crazy how shallow the heavyweight divisions become at this rate. It's kind of disgusting, honestly. There's like no one there. And then meanwhile, they're getting rid of Biggie Boy, and they kind of needed him, honestly. I don't know. What do you guys think of this heavyweight division so far?
I mean, the top 5 like is good, but outside of that, it's awful.
I mean, that's 5 fighters. That's like not enough. It's the best promotion in the world. Should probably have a little more depth. Meanwhile, you look at the heavyweights that are on the PFL right now. I'm not watching, but I'm sure we're probably got like an in between going. It takes 30 minutes. I mean, what do they got? They got Romanov. They got Nascimento. They have who else from the UFC? They have ACJ. They have like a bunch of guys that could be in the UFC at what the caliber they have now, fighting on PFL. So I don't know. Food for thought. Next fight. This is one that a lot of us like. I know Drav and I both like Quang Lee. Quang Lee, 8-2, 33, 5'6", 70-inch reach. Gaston Bolanos, 8-4, 32, 5'7", 69-inch reach. Odds on these two gentlemen. Lee is anywhere from plus 115 to plus 120. Killed that line. Bolanos is anywhere from minus 135 to minus 140. Drav, I have a good breakdown for this, but I'm going to let you go first. You gave it out as your free bet of the week. So actually you disappeared. So I'll break it down first. Yeah. Quang Lee, clear grappling upside here. I think if he actually does decide to wrestle, he will look good. He will be able to get the takedowns against the fence once he pushes them up against the fence. Striking on the feet doesn't look bad, in my opinion. We watched him strike with what's his name? Quay Long. I think it is Quay Long. Probably butchered that one. But that was a dog fight. Dug deep, was able to do that. He was supposed to be the wrestler in that matchup. He was able to strike with Long. I think Long's pretty good. I was on Long in that fight. I was kind of, clinching it while watching that fight, being like, fuck, we might lose this. But yeah, Bolanos here, pretty clear way to beat him is to grapple him and wrestle him. Quang Lee, better grappler. Coming out of a good camp, everything about it, I kind of excited for him. I think I got it plus 165. So beat the line there, kind of need to bet the cash, but yeah, I just think, he's the more well-rounded fighter here. Bolanos is a spinning elbow, Muay Thai. Outside of that, doesn't really offer much. So I kind of think this is a clear Quang Lee spot at dog odds. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, both of these guys are awful. I think Pick'em kind of would feel right. Bolanos, I think, is a better and cleaner striker. And I really think that Quang Lee is a nothing burger, honestly. He does have wrestling upside, grappling upside here. But overall, I'm just not impressed. Low level fight. I only get down on low levels when it's MMA, so I'll pass on this.
Yeah, we'll do comments while we wait for him. He said his mic fell, or his camera, whatever he's got going. Who knows what he tried to set up? He's got his camera's probably like taped to the top of his computer or something. I don't know how they do it in Canada. They can't even. They got their election got rigged, so who knows what's going on over there? He's got the fake mic and shit. Yeah, dogger pass. I agree. Good line on that, Daz. Love it. Glimbot. I think Quang could find a sub later in the fight with the wrestling. Bolanos likes to give up his back, getting back up, and I think Lee capitalized on that. Yep, this is probably shot number 1. I don't even remember what the guy's name was. All I know is Long Zhao. That's what it was. Long Zhao. There you go. Thank you, champ. Appreciate it. I like the sub too, Daz. Love that. All right, Drav, what's your breakdown? You give him as your free bet of the week. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so basically, I think it should be close to pick him, like you guys mentioned. I don't think he should be like this big of an underdog. I play plus 140. Yeah, I think he has all the grappling upside. He's gonna mix it up, and on the feet, I think Bolanos is kind of a bit. He's kind of a bit chinny, I'll say. Like he's getting hurt sometimes, and Romeo's kind of clip him, and I think his chin is a bit suspect, let's say, and I think Quang Lee has underrated power. So I do think Bolanos is a better striker technically, and he does have some power in his own right, but I think because of the power shot of Quang Lee, I think it's going to be very competitive on the feet. And Quang Lee boxing is actually pretty good. He has good counters, and I don't think he's bad. And I think here he's kind of getting an easier fight. And he's opportunistic with the back take. He got the back against Chris Gutierrez, and he did well against the leg kick. So I'm not too worried about the leg kicks here. And I just think he has more paths to victory, basically. I think he could catch him, knock him out. I think he could submit him. I think he could win decision. So I don't think Bolanos, I don't think his grappling is good. I don't think it's good. And Lee, I've seen him finish rear naked choke. I think his ground game is maybe underrated a little bit. So yeah, I think he's going to grapple here. I think he's going to shoot a couple takedowns. And when he get on top, I feel like he could find a submission. And if you go to distance, I just think it's going to be like a split type decision, like a very close one. And, I think Bolanos at this level is just not that great. And I feel like Quang Lee still have some upside in his career. But Bolanos, he's only a one-dimensional striker that is not really good and not that powerful. He went to a 50-50 decision against Romeos, who we know how bad in his decision makings are in fight. And Romeos could have won that fight if he just decided to stay in the back and not just fall for an armbar like a dumbass. So, yeah, I think Quang Lee's going to win this. I think pick him makes sense, but could argue Quang Lee should be, a slight favorite. So, yeah, plus 140 was kind of an easy click for me. Let's get it.
All right. I can't remember if I did comments right before Dravhy came back. So we're good. Next fight here. Key, you're going first. This isn't a low-level girls fight, believe it or not. I think this is just striker versus grappler. We got Marina Rodriguez versus Jillian Robertson. Marina is 17-5-2. She's 38, 5'6", 65-inch reach. Robertson is 15-8, 29, 5'5", 63-inch reach. Robertson, clear grappling upside. Marina, clear striking upside. Odds in these two ladies. Let's see. Rodriguez anywhere from plus 245 to plus 260. Robertson anywhere from minus 280 to minus 330. Okay, I mean, Jillian's the grappler. Marina's a striker. One's older, one's younger. How do you see this going?
Yeah, I think Robertson gets it done. I played Lucindo versus Rodriguez and Andrade versus Rodriguez. I think the Marina is really cool. I think that she does a lot of cool shit in the cage. I like the way that she strikes personally. But on the mat, I mean, it's just laughably bad over and over and over again. I think that Robertson, Lucindo is all body locks and doesn't wrestle the legs a lot, whereas Robertson's gonna dive for singles. She understands the game plan, and there's not gonna be any sort of questioning of what's gonna happen here. She's gonna shoot takedowns. I think that physicality wise, I think that she matches up fine, and I think that this is obviously her correct weight class in the move to 115. I think that Robertson keeps this streak going. I think that she's a really, really solid girl in this weight class. And I know that I'm not saying that she's champ level or anything, but I like the aggressiveness in which she fights. I will say some of the shots that she's taking aren't the best. She gets away with them due to physicality and being a dog, but some of the shots that she's taking are not, in my opinion, are very telegraphed and ugly. So we'll see if this being in a big cage, it benefits Rodriguez, but she's on thin margins here. Robertson, good ground and pound, and obviously can find a sub here. So I think Robertson, from a betting standpoint, I think you have to go props. I'm not eating that at money line. But I do think that Robertson gets it done in probably pretty dominant fashion, honestly.
So I don't know what changed. I thought I got the under and I beat the line at plus 160, but evidently the line is up to plus 190 on the under now. I played the under personally. I think when you got one of those fights where it's two very dynamic differences, where Jillian, I think she'll be able to get Mariana down. If she does, she could find the sub, vicious ground and pound. That's there. On the feet, Jillian's very hittable, and Marina cracks for a girl. So pretty straightforward on the feet. I think Marina could probably strike, knock her out, do damage, stuff like that. So could see a finish there. I played under 2.5 at plus 170.
You think Marina can knock her out? Like,
yeah, well, why not? She hits pretty hard, no?
I mean, I'm like hearing people say that this week, but like,
I mean, she's pretty good at her Muay Thai is pretty good, bro. She's got
I
power.
mean, she's a good striker, but knocking out Jillian, I mean, I don't think that that's a reasonable path here. Like, I do think that she could hurt Jillian potentially, but I
What
really
about
don't
like
see
punches and bunches, TKO type style?
Jillian's wrestling a leg or something like that. I don't see that. But I digress.
Yeah.
Drav can give his breakdown.
Yeah, Key or Dravy, you go. I took the under here. I think the under is still fine at plus 190. It went all the way down to plus 105 and back up.
I hope you think it's still fine. You play plus 160.
Dude, it got all the way down to plus 105 and went back up to plus 190. I wasn't even watching. I thought my job was done.
I think that line movement was kind of crazy, and I think the line movement on the over is sharp, to be honest. I think it's kind of where it should be at the moment, around 70% on the over. Because like he said, I don't really cap Marina KO lower, like 5 to 10% maybe, but not higher than that. And then Robertson, do I think she's going to submit her? It's going to be hard to do, man, because Marina, to her credit, and I've been training BJJ right now, and when people are just trying to not get submitted, it's very hard to submit them. And Marina she does a very good job at not getting submitted, and because of that, sometimes she's just gonna lose the round and not try to get back up. And if Robertson can advance, she's gonna try to ground and pound. Maybe she get a TKO. Yeah, that's possible. But like again, how likely is that? Like Robertson finish maybe 20-25%. So. Yeah, it's a girl fight at the end of the day. Marina only been finished one. It was by strike on the feet, not on the ground. And when 25 with Derns, when 15 minutes with Jendi Roba. So yeah, I think she's probably not going to get finished here, and Robertson's going to win a decision. But I do think there's going to be some sketchy moments where Robertson dominate from top position. I think a ground and pound is very good. And then the career trajectory on both sides is kind of massive. We have Robertson, who's in her prime, physically and mentally, entering the top 10 now, and almost 30 years old, and she has a good record in the UFC lately, winning fights left and right. And Moreno Rodriguez, 38 years old, on 1-4 in her last 5, and she's declining. I think her cardio is also declining, so could see Robertson getting like a late round 2 or round 3 finish. It's not impossible, but yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna go over. Personally, I think Robertson's gonna win a decision, and I think the price is fine on her. I think that. Now it actually dropped a little bit. It's minus 285. I think it should be a bit wider than that. But yeah, I think the chalk on the total and the money line is justified on this one.
All right. Next fight is Ryan. Oh, I gotta do comments real quick. Let's see. Drav versus Jordan Levitt.
Yeah, no,
he's
gonna leg rock me under a fucking minute, bro.
It's gonna be some. Yeah, he's gonna twerk on you after. It's gonna be some sus shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Peg handle that business.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry. Not getting subs.
It's getting weird saying like that. He face like what? Peg wants all the Jordan Levitt.
He'll take care of Jordan Levitt twerking.
You said sure. I'll handle it. So
sure.
Yeah, I mean she's not a lock because if she can get takedown somehow. But at the same time, Liam Pig Fights, shout out to him. He posted something on Twitter about the takedown stat. It was pretty, I think it was sharp and interesting. Like Marina's been taking down, I think in her last 9 fights or something, give up at least 1 takedown, and Robertson got a takedown like, I think it was like her last 5 or 6 fights. I'm going to confirm that, but I've seen Liam post something about that. If you guys want to check his Twitter, I think it was an interesting stat. But yeah, I'm just going to confirm to make sure. So yeah. Marina 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So in 11 last
11 fights,
at least one time And then Robertson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In her last 9 fights, she got takedowns. So it's like she's gonna she's gonna get takedowns. It's almost a guarantee, you know. And if she get takedowns, it's either gonna be the round or the fight. So yeah, I think I don't get Marina Dog. I mean, I get it. She's the better striker, and Jillian is. If she can't get takedown, she's probably fucked. But like
4-1 kind of seems wide, I guess, if you think it goes over for a decision.
Based on your read, it shouldn't be wide. But
no, I think for 4-1 for them, it's fine if they want to bet it. They didn't bet the under like I did. I think honestly, I'm probably leaning more towards Jillian Robertson finishing it than Rodriguez. But I gave Rodriguez a little bit more upside in the KO.
Personally, like I think Robertson, KO 2-3, they're massive numbers, and I think that's kind of live. So.
All right. Next fight, Ryan Loder versus Asmat Bekoev. Loder is 7-1. He's 33, 6'2", 76-inch reach. Asmat is 19-3, 29, 6 feet, 72 inches reach. Odds on these two gentlemen, Loder is plus 340. Asmat is minus 410. I'll go first here just because mine's pretty quick. Loder's takedown, wrestling, or bust. His striking is horrible. Bekoev, I think, coming out of American Top Team, has the grappling to stop that. Is a decent wrestler. I know he went. Everyone this week's talking about life or death with Butka. I don't know really what to think of that. I mean, he won the fight regardless. I think he looked pretty good in his last match in the UFC, and I think if he stops the takedowns here in this fight, he'll probably have no problem winning it. Would I play this minus? What I say? I wouldn't play this minus 410 price for sure. Live line, Loder's probably most of his takedown equity is in the first round. He's probably going to shoot most of his takedowns there. It's very discouraging to not get takedowns, and if Bekoev keeps getting up, where Loder can't find the takedowns, Asmat takes over. So we see a few takedowns from Loder early. You'll probably get a much better line on Asmat. So I'd probably play Asmat live, but he's my pick. I think Asmat wins this fight pretty clearly. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, fuck this fight. I think Bekoev's going to win, but no interest. I think he's going to win probably a decision, but yeah, you could get a TKO. I wouldn't be surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised if Loder win around somehow, but I don't have much to say here. I mean, it's going to be a wrestling match probably, but Bekoev can decide to stay standing because he can decide where the fight take place, and he's just the better striker with more power. Loder, I know he's like a D1, but yes, no striking. He's very hittable, and he's almost 34. So
his striking is actually horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, he's not good. I mean, his wrestling's good, but like when you can set up your wrestling, your takedowns with your wrestling, and you're getting a guy that can defend your takedown and be better striker, it's nightmare matchups.
And that's Dravhy explaining mixed martial arts, guys. Got to be able to mix it up. Key, anything different?
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but the fade is coming on Bekoev. It's sad that I guess this is good because we get to build to a bigger fade. So I hope Bekoev knocks him out with a spinning fucking dick kick. I don't care. Just make it exciting so that some sort of hype can build. And eventually the fade will be right in front of our face. But I hope that he wins in a spectacular fashion so that people can give him even more, can't overrate him even more. So yeah, pass fight though.
I actually think it goes over though. I don't think it goes under.
All right, so he thinks it goes over. All right.
Yeah, I do think so.
Next fight, we get from the lowest level girls fight to a mid-range girls fight to the highest level girls fight. Yana Santos versus Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate, 29, 38, 5'6", with 66.5-inch reach. Yana Santos, 15-8, 35, 5'6", 68.5-inch reach. Odds on these two ladies, it was a relatively close line. Yana Santos anywhere from, money came in on her. She's anywhere from plus 110 to plus 120. Miesha Tate anywhere from minus 134 to minus 140. Key, we just watched Santos come over like a career best win. Miesha Tate hasn't fought in, I think it's a year or two at this point, but when last time she came out, all she did was grapple and she beat that girl post the pillar. Yana Santos's win was against Chelsea Chandler, and we saw how I guess, bad she looked in her last performance against Edwards this past weekend. What do you think, Key?
Yeah, Santos is borderline harmless. She tries, like, I guess, fights hard. I mean, she'll grunt whenever she throws some strikes. But there's no real pop or power on anything that she throws. She's not gonna hurt anybody. Chelsea Chandler is just Chelsea Chandler. I mean, Chelsea Chandler made Jocelyn Edwards look like Michael Chandler.
The
So
GOAT.
yeah, so Chelsea Chandler holds zero weight to me. Um, honestly, Santos' takedown defense, I didn't realize like how like watching Tate back is like kind of like laughably bad.
It's 44%, I think, something like that.
Yeah, 42%. Just awful. Misha has obvious grappling upside here. It may feel a little nasty backing a 38-year-old woman coming off of over a year layoff. But she seems, based off of everything that I've seen, she seems to know that that's the obvious path and that's who she is as a fighter. I don't expect for her to waste time. I think it will be similar. I don't think that she'll have the same success as the Avila fight, because she was fighting the corpse of Avila there. But I do think that it's going to look similar in terms of how quick she's shooting, the cage pushing. Yana can't fight without clinching. So although she does have a striking advantage here, it's not like she's going to fight a pretty distance fight and actually maintain range and create angles. She's going to smother her own punches and kicks and end up in the clinch. And from there, I think Misha's a more physical girl, obvious grappling upside. Um, yeah, I don't like Santos this week. Tate or pass. Again, just sort of a weird fight based off the layoffs, pregnancies. Santos has looked worse since coming back from pregnancy. Um, this is a weird fight, but Tate wins. Is my pick.
Yeah, I agree. I have a bet on Tate. I think minus 125 for 2 units. We know in her old age, she still stayed in shape. She's coming in. She's grappling. That's what you need to do against Yana Santos, who couldn't stop the flu. Better yet, a takedown. Like Key, kind of like what Key said. If Santos pushes her into the clinch, that's exactly what Tate wants. She wants the distance closed. On the feet, I don't think Santos has any threats to Tate. So I think I think Tate's going to steamroller. I think we're kind of getting a lot of hype on Santos's last performance. That's why the line's so close. I think it's
real quick, not to cut you off, but
no, you're good. I'm done.
With Santos, the amount of volume, a lot of it is a lot of kicks to the body and legs. I think that can lead to trouble here. I mean, she's easily going to tip over one, but I think that it just gives Tate a lot of chances and a lot of entries. So I think that the kick volume has to either be less or she's going to pay for it here.
Yeah, I think she's gonna smoke her on the ground, to be honest. I like Tate quite a bit here. I know it's scary, but if you look on Instagram, like you mentioned, I mean, she's been training very hard, taking it seriously. So Yana Santos, I mean, she's old herself, right? But she's never been that great, even in her prime. And Misha Tate, I know she's older, but she's also a former champion and fought the much better competition. It's just she has just such a big grappling upside here, and Yana Santos, or like her best part of her game, is in the clinch. And if she go in the clinch with Tate, she's gonna end up on her back. That's kind of basically the fight. So, and on the feet, I mean, Santos is better, but she has no knockdown in the UFC, and like I don't know how many fights. It's not like she's gonna knock Tate out, you know. So I think Tate's and Santos, I don't like her game on bottom like at all. Olion almost finished her with strike on the ground. So I think that if they get on top, she's gonna go to work and potentially finish her. To be honest, round 2-3, she's gonna love to do that. So maybe around 2-3 Tate, but more likely a decision. I just give her all the finishing upside, massive grappling upside, and I just think she's the better fighter all around. I know on the feet she's not better, but even on the feet, Yana Santos is still gonna fight close with her. So and because of because of the takedown threat, I think it's gonna open Tate's wrestling and or striking. My bad. So yeah, I think she's gonna be fine here and. The layoff is a bit concerning, but again, it's not like Yana Santos is super active either. And, you know, beating and looking good against Chandler doesn't tell me much. And she was like pick him there. So it's like she's almost the same price, maybe a bit lower against Misha Tate, who's going to just wreck her on the mat. So Misha know the game plan. And against Avila, like Avila didn't fight well, don't get me wrong. But right off the bat, she go for takedowns in like 15 seconds into the fight. So she knows the game plan, and I think she's gonna go for it here. And she need one takedown around, or just she might just finish on top. So Misha Tate round 3 is like a big price. I don't mind that.
Finish on top. Got it. Wrote that down. Carl Williams just got robbed. Good to know.
Oh, really?
How did Santos get a split decision against Carol Rosa?
I mean, Carol Rosa sometimes doesn't show up and fight very close with girls.
I agree with that, Jam. All right. Next fight. Guys, moving on to the first fight of our main event. Main card.
Stop saying that. It's a main card. You say that every week. I never correct you, but it's a main card, not a main event.
Yeah. It's all the same shit.
It's not.
The point of it is like, comment, subscribe. So, Drav, how about you tell them to like, comment, and subscribe instead of correcting me? Just do that.
That's your job.
All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. We do it for free every week. First fight, opening the main card. Jeremy Stephens versus Mason Jones. Obviously, this is a home fight for Jeremy Stephens. Mason Jones, welcome back to the UFC. Welcome back for Jeremy Stephens as well. He's looked great in bare knuckle because that's kind of what he's made for. Jeremy Stephens, 29-21, 38, 5'9", 71-inch reach. Mason Jones, 15-2, 30 years old, 5'10", 74-inch reach. Odds these two gentlemen, I think he's the biggest. No, Corey Sandhagen is. He's the second biggest favorite, Mason Jones. Anywhere from -500 to -590. Jeremy Stephens anywhere from +450 to +410. Drav, I mean, I kind of think that Mason Jones walks Stephens here, but at home, probably live for a knockout at any point. It is Jeremy Stephens at the end of the day. What do you think?
Jones should be fine. Will he grapple or not is more the question, because if he grapple, I think he could just fuck him out on the ground. But if he decide to strike with him, I could see a world where this is a banger, because Stephens, he did well. He did well in BKFC, but this is MMA. So if Jones is smart, he's gonna mix up the takedowns, which is gonna open his striking even more. And if he does, I think he's gonna be fine with the takedown, the wrestling upside. I think he's deserved a big favorite. Again, Stephens almost 39, and the last MMA fights he had in PFL, he didn't look good. So yeah, and Jones, the last couple of fights he had, I know it was outside the UFC, but he looked great. He's a cardio monster. He's very, very durable. But what I don't like is that he's very hittable. So being hittable against Stephens is kind of scary to bet, especially when he's a big favorite. But I don't mind the violence aspect of that fight. Jones around 2-3, fight doesn't go the distance, stuff like that, because I do think it's going to be a violent fight. And Stephens KO, I think that's how you win, by the way, and it's a big price. So if you like that side, I think the KO prop is like, I think 9-1 or some shit. So I don't mind that, but I think John should win that. I'm just not sure how he's going to do it, because I could see all three metas, and I think sometimes these fights are hard to bet because I could see a sub, but I don't even think he has a sub in MMA, and the price is not great. So he has 3 subs in MMA. Never mind. So maybe the sub could be decent, but the last sub he had was it was I think it was in 2018. So it's been a long time. He got a sub, but yeah, I guess if he grapple, he could he could look good there. But yeah, Stephens on the mat. He's been submitted a couple of times, and he's getting older. So, and it's only a 1-fight deal for Stephens, which I don't really like if you want to bet him. So I feel like it's just a vibe, fighting at home, having fun. And if Mason Jones decide to grapple, that's not going to be fun for him. So yeah, John is good, and I think he's going to get it done.
Yeah. Although I kind of agree with your point about it being one fight, but again, it also means you really have nothing to lose, which is kind of scary. A fist fight with Jeremy Stephens if he's got nothing to lose. But no, I kind of think Mason Jones is the better all-around fighter here. I think he should probably clear him out. Key, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm glad Mason Jones made his way back. I think everybody was all of the same opinion that he would make it back. I do think that in his Cage Warrior fights on the way back, I do think that there were some red flags from a striking defense standpoint. I think Stephens KO is live. especially if Jones is fine with just getting in a dick swinging contest. Pause. But if that's what this leads to, I mean, we all know what Jeremy Stevens can do to anybody. Um, I do think that he can make this look somewhat easy if he just grapples, and I hope he does. I think that that's the path. On this point, it's on him to just be smart. Secure a win on your first fight back. Let's not just try to be overly exciting and just be in the pocket with Jeremy Stevens. So I think that he grapples. I'm not parlaying it, but I think Jones gets it done.
All right. Let's do comments. Honestly, Mason Jones covers the line and chooses to wrestle. I agree. Tough to bet a guy at minus 600 though. I don't know. Seems weird. We are working on this. It's in the works. Drav just got into jiu-jitsu, so coming soon. Next fight. Next fight. Cam Smotherman versus Sidey. I think it's Sidey. Cam Smotherman, 12-4, 27, 5'9", 69-inch reach.
Well, what do you guys think about that topology picture?
Which one are we looking at?
Smotherman, the baby face killer.
Looks good.
It looked like... I'm kidding.
What do you say?
It looked like Key without your ear.
All right.
I'm just kidding, bro.
Sidey, 11-2, 28, 5'11", 72-inch reach. As these two gentlemen, you can get Sidey anywhere from minus 130 to minus 140. You can get Smotherman plus 114 to plus 122. I'll go here first. I'm on Cam Smotherman plus 135. CD. Oh, that sounds right. CD. I said it the first time, so no shots for anyone there. Smotherman, I think, is the much better striker here. He's got much cleaner boxing. A lot of people compare him to Josh Van just because I think he's smaller for this weight class, but he's got clean, crisp boxing. He's got great combos. He's got
that bullshit.
I don't know, man. Hey, listen, he's a little bit chinny at times. He can get out grappled, and he won't go for leg locks like Van will.
Time out. Who has compared this man to Josh Van? Is this a peg comparison or is this the public?
No. I heard it at some point. Who said this?
Because it sounds very much like a peg comparison.
Who said this? I'll go back and look at my recent watches. And
Whoever did say it, and including you for backing it, y'all need to be shot.
I think his boxing's right up there. Honestly, he's got clean boxing on the feet. I think he's going to crack CD. I think that if this stays standing, CD's in some deep shit. He's too hittable. Sure, he's big for the weight class and definitely has grappling upside, but his takedowns suck. He has trouble getting those takedowns. He did threaten sub attempts in multiple fights, but I mean, he got that win over Armfield. I think Armfield won that fight very clearly. I don't know how he snuck that win away. Besides the point, I think if it stays standing, like I said, I think Smotherman picks him apart. If it goes to the ground, that's probably CD's upside, but I don't really see it getting there. Smotherman probably just keep his range, keep things going. I think he'll be fine here. I think the only issue is the size and the grappling, but at plus 135, I'll take the much better striker. I think the better fighter in general, probably more room for improvement being only 27, although, CD's 28. I don't know. I like the Smotherman side of dog odds. What do you think, Drav?
Yeah, I guess that's where we're going to disagree a little bit, so make it more fun on the podcast.
Exactly.
But yeah, I do like CD here, and I know Smotherman pretty well. When he went to Dana White Contender Series, I've watched way too many tapes on him, like amateurs, regional. I love to do that for Dana White Contender Series because I know the fighters, and then if they get signed, I have a very good picture of them. And let me tell you something about this guy people might not know. He's not only chinny, he get hurt and he get dropped in a lot of fights, like too many fights. Even in amateur, he get dropped, he get hurt. So he has good recovery to his credit, and he's very skilled. Like I wanted to bet him on Dana White Contender Series. I ended up just betting the under because I thought that the fight will finish and he could get bunked, and that's what happened. And the guy that he got knocked out against is not good, as we know now. They just say that. So the difference here, I think that people are like Smotherman is like the dog of the week, right? Everybody's on him, everybody like him, everybody high on him, and I get it. At some point, I think he's good. I think he's gonna win fight in the UFC, but he's also the type of guy that's gonna lose fight he shouldn't be losing because of his chin, and he's gonna win fight that people are not really like can catch him or some shit. But here, the way I look into it is City's various skills, like, and I just think he has more paths to victory personally. I think that he could grapple here. He could mix it up. I think that he could have success on the ground. We've seen Smotherman on the mat sometimes doesn't look great. And on the feet, City has very good weapons. He uses his elbow well. He uses his kicks, everything, right? So he uses all his limbs, and he has good volume. And he's also a fucking dog. Like the fight that he had in the UFC so far were very good. I was not on the right side of them because sadly I bet Armfield and I thought that Armfield won, but it was very close. And then I bet on City against Tavares. I thought that he won and then he lost. So I got kind of fucked there, but I'm getting back this one because I play him at Pick'em though. The line move a little bit. So I play him at -105, I think. So I do think he's the side. Again, I think that he's more durable. I think that he has more finishing upside. I think that he has grappling upside. And on the feet, I really think the fight's going to be close. Again, I think Smotherman is skill. Good boxer, like you said, but City normally struggle when guys kind of pressure fuck him or have big power. And I just don't think that's Smotherman. He's going to try to strike with him at distance. He's going to pressure a little bit, but I think City's going to be the one pressuring more, and he's going to be able to, show his game. And I follow him on Instagram, and the guy looked to be locked in. Like he's in shape, he's ready, training with the guys at I think MMA Lab. So he's someone that's going to improve fight to fight. So is Smotherman, to be fair, but I just think City upside in division is higher, and I think that because he's more durable and because he has more finishing upside and grappling upside, he should be at least -150. So that's why I was more than happy to play -105. And now it's like -130. All I see is against Smotherman love. I don't see no City love. And the line is kind of staying the same around -130, -140 all week. So take that with what for what you want. But I think he's decided -130s. I think there's value on that. So City, and I think the KO prop could be very sneaky.
All right, Key, it's up to you to pick a side. I'd pick wisely, man. I'd pick wisely.
Yeah, pick wise, I'll just go with CD. I think that
You almost said Sidey. Wow.
yeah, I almost felt like you for a second. But I think that Smotherman is just not a good mixed martial artist. Solid boxer, but I mean that's his only path to winning every fight in his career. We've seen him wrestle before. I do think that CD has grappling upside here. I love the fact that he's at MMA Lab and doing his camps out there. I'm a CD guy. I don't think that
Yeah, you are
Smotherman.
CD.
What'd you say?
I said, yeah, you are CD.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. But, hey, we're gonna have issues. But I think that I think the CD here. I don't think the Smotherman strings together his punches the same way that Armfield does. I expect for CD to also make improvements in boxing range. And again, all the grappling upside is on his side. I do think at range, it's not like this is Smotherman is just going to look like Mike Tyson against this guy. Like I do think the CD is going to look pretty good on the feet. Longer guy. I like his activity and his kicks. I think he has solid process. CD's my type of guy. I bet him. I bet him last time out. I do think the Armfield probably won that fight. But CD's my guy. I think that he gets it done here. Smotherman's just not as good as a mixed martial artist as CD is.
All right.
And everybody that's backing, yes, Smotherman did smoke Hadley. And I think that Hadley was just a complete dumbass in that fight. But everybody's talking like Smotherman is just gonna look insane in the pocket and look like Topuria. But again, it goes back to a lot of what Dravhy said. This guy's getting hurt in every fucking fight that he's in. Like I don't think that's out of realm that Sidey knocks him out here. I think that that's actually a very, very much of a viable path here.
All right. Next fight, Montel Jackson versus Daniel Marcos. Why did they got him wearing the beanie here instead of his nice red hair that he always has? Daniel Marcos, 17-0, 32, 5'7", 69-inch reach. Montel Jackson, 14-2, 5'10", 75.5-inch reach. Odds on these two gentlemen, you can get Montel Jackson anywhere from he's pretty much minus 200 across the board. Daniel Marcos anywhere from plus 160 to plus 175. I'll go first here. Daniel Marcos is spread of the week at minus 150. I'm slacking on the videos. Next week is a pay-per-view. I will have a video for the spread of the week, and we'll continue that moving forward. Work's just been busy, but I also played the money line for her unit, and here's why. Montel Jackson, although I think he kind of lacks in activity, to be totally honest with you. He's not a very active fighter. His last fight in the past 2 years was 6 seconds long against Blackshear. So that really doesn't, so you basically could say he hasn't fought in 2 years. The reason I like the spread on, I'm just looking for my breakdown real quick, on Daniel Marcos is just because of, I think it's the striking that's going to do it for him. The volume early in rounds 1 and 2. I know he gasses, quote unquote, gasses in round 3, but Montel doesn't have this unbelievable gas tank either, to be totally honest with you. People are talking about Montel's wrestling pedigree, college wrestler, stuff like that. Doesn't use it all that often, to be totally honest with you, in my opinion. I think he's got, 4 takedowns in the past 4 years. Granted, that probably comes to some of the activity that has to do with that. But
he averaged 3.4. He averaged 3.4 takedown, and he has 71% accuracy on his takedowns. What about that?
Daniel Marcos has 82% takedown defense, and he's got great takedown against guys in the UFC.
Against Brandon Lewis, against Simon Oliveira, against Davy Grant. Against Yanez.
We're talking numbers, right?
Yeah,
we're talking numbers here, and 82 is bigger than 70. That's all I'm going to say, Drav. Maybe not in Canada, but in America it is.
71% takedown accuracy?
And then 82%.
Are you saying these type of number? I don't see that often.
Hey, listen, we'll do a bet on over-under takedowns for this fight. That's what you and I can do. We could do it live at the end of the show. We'll make a decision, and we'll put one unit on it each, $100 bet. I'm
my unit's
probably gonna
bro.
Well, I'm not
poor. Right? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, unbelievable. Unit shaming live on the show. Do you hear this? Yo, Key, do you hear this guy? Unbelievable. Marcos in the clinch, probably gonna hurt Jackson. I think he's just gonna be better in the clinch here. I think on the feet, he's gonna be better. He's gonna have no problems there. Montel Jackson is. People like his power. They're going to talk about how big his hands are. Ooh, so special. He's a stick and move type of guy. He does have power. Don't get me wrong. He's knocked down every single one of his last 4 opponents. I think it is something like that. I think it's a statistic. So he's got power, but he's very stick and move. I don't think he really puts his combos together well like Daniel Marcos will. He's probably the better striker here. This is a huge step up for Marcos. The reason we bet his spread is because I do think Marcos isn't getting finished. I think he does at least win a round, especially in rounds 1 or 2. Clinch, like I said, at distance, I favor Marcos. In the clinch, I favor Marcos. I mean, Montel Jackson, I think either needs to knock him out or wrestle to find a win here. I think on the feet, it'll be relatively interesting. And for those reasons, that's kind of why I played the money line as well. I really play spreads because I think they both can win the fight, but I also think they can win a round. So, yeah, that's my breakdown on it. What do you think? Key, you go next. No, go Drav.
Yeah, I think the Montel, I might as well since the line is blown out. I played minus 110. I believe Drav also got the same number with Montel on Bet Online. That sat for a while. And honestly,
it was not an opener, so just before people.
Yo, guys, they're betting openers.
Yeah,
ban them.
This was not just a
Dave Mason. Tune in, ban them. They're betting openers
for multiple days.
We're gonna have a look on Peg betting tips, Key, while you're talking about betting openers.
But I think that Montel's the side here, especially at the odds that I got. I think that he's deserved it favorite. All the wrestling upside in the world. I think he will compete with moments on the feet. And I don't think that Marcos for 15 minutes is going to be able to he has to pitch a perfect game. One thing that I will say, Montel is lower volume at times and honestly pretty consistently. But I think that the power difference is just pretty wide here. Montel hits like a truck. We've all seen it. And we've seen Marcos get hurt before. We've seen him slow down before. I think that Montel's going to be the more physical guy. I just think that he's the better mixed martial artist here. I think Marco's path here is a 29-28 decision where Montel ends up staring a lot. And personally, I'm willing to eat that loss because I don't think that Marcos has big favorite upside here. I think that all is on Montel's side. I think that he has the finishing upside. So due to the fact that I think that Montel could win in pretty much all three methods, has the grappling upside, moment winning ability on the feet. I think that it was an easy click at -110.
I want to piggyback on what you just said. I agree. I do think this is a moments versus minutes fight on the feet. I think if you give someone moments, it'll probably be Montel, but over the course of minutes, it's definitely going to be Marcos. Drav, what are you thinking for this one?
Yeah, my breakdown is similar as Key just said. Basically, the only thing I'll say about the low volume aspect, if we just, the Julio Arce fight is kind of similar to this one in a certain aspect. And
I agree.
The difference is like Jackson also doesn't get hit often because he's so good defensively. Like if you look into the numbers and how much he get hit per minute, like you can say he's low volume, but he land 3.3 per minute, and then he only absorbed 1.4 significant strike per minute, 63% striking defense, which is impressive to me. These number, you get hit with less than 2 significant strike per minute, it's pretty good. So a guy like Marcos that's gonna need to rely on volume against a guy that can also put your lights out, and that's gonna be hard to hit and bigger than you, because also Jackson is massive for this division. He's gonna be bigger than Marcos. And I think Marcos recently, he has been kind of a wig bully. If you look the last people he fought, he was much bigger than them, So I think here, and he had much more power than the last couple of guys he fought. He just outpowered them, and he was bigger than them. So here the difference is like I think Jackson, like you guys said, has more power. I'm pretty like, how likely is it that Jackson get a knockdown here? I think it's based on history. We kind of need to cap that a little bit, because if you get one knockdown in this fight, which he has 13 knockdown in the UFC, so you could get one here for sure. Could he put his lights out? Yeah, sure, but also he could win. He could get one knockdown over this fight, which is I think we could cap that and say that's likely. If you get one, that's one round. Just put it that way. And then I think Marcos in round 3 with 2 minutes left, he gives you like bad look, man. Bad visual, running away, gas, get hurt. John Castaneda hurt him. He was running at the end of round 3. Even on Dana White Contender Series, he starts round 3 well. The first 2 minutes, he does good. But then with a minute or 2 minutes left in round 3, he always looked bad. So when I look at this, I'm like, all right, I think Jackson's going to win round 3. Personally, I know he's not a cardio machine, like you guys said. I agree on that. But I think he has better cardio. I trust him more in round 3 than Marcos does. Every fight Marcos, he get hurt or he get tired in round 3, all of them. So I trust Jackson to win the third. And then in round 1 or 2, I think he's more likely to win the fight. Like, I think he is more likely to score knockdown or win big moments. But then the wrestling upside, we need to cap that, because like Peg said, the beautiful takedown defense of Marcos looked good on paper. But then you need to put some context into it. He's facing striker or guys that are not known for their wrestling, except John Castaneda, but he was much bigger than him. Just bully him. So I think here that's clearly his biggest test. And yeah, I agree on that, by the way. Like I'm trying to sell I got -110, so yeah, it's probably different.
Yeah, I mean Jackson.
To be fair, he fought Julio Arce, and he outlanded him 48 to 26. So I think that's good. And then you're right about the other guys he fought, so that's true. But yeah, at the current price though, if you want to talk about current line, I think Jackson around 60 to 65. That's where I line him. So now he's around minus 200. So I do think that if you want to bet the fight now, because we need to talk about that, we're live, obviously. Plus 170, plus 175. I do think it's dog or pass at the current price. So yeah, it is what it is. But I'm gonna pick Jackson to win, and I think the value is gone. You just got to bet it early. But yeah, there's always a number for something. So if you bet plus 180 or plus 175 Jackson, I think on Marcos, I think you're doing well. But to me, he's going to end up being just a value loser that's going to compete and do good early and just either get finished or lose a decision. So
do you think he covers the spread?
I think he's going to win a round, but I do think he could get finished. That's kind of the worry for you there. But
Okay.
I mean, putting Blackshear out cold like that, it was like putting Blackshear out. Blackshear never been finished, and he fought some killers, and he has a lot of fights. So I think it was very impressive for him to finish him. But yeah, I'm a bit worried about the inactivity and shit like that. But I think he should handle business. So I'd pick him. It was kind of an easy click for a guy like him.
All right, that's that. Next fight. This one I've been seeing all over Twitter. And I taped it. I just don't get how people should be so opinionated over this one. It's Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Daniel Rodriguez. Ponzinibbio is 30-8. He's 38, 6 feet tall, 73-inch reach. D-Rod is 18-5, 38, 6'1", 74-inch reach. Odds these gentlemen, it's pretty much a straight pick 'em across the board, from what I understand. Yeah, D-Rod's anywhere from he's plus 110. Ponzinibbio is minus 110, so it's like basically pick him at this point. I like fight goes to this as well for the other fight. Unless you're talking about this one, Pepe, let me know. I don't get I'll do my breakdown first. I don't get why this is such like a heavily debated fight. I mean, Ponzinibbio is a dog. He's still got that fight in him. Obviously, we saw his last fight was by a third round knockout win against Carlton Harris, I believe it was. Right, I was on Carlton Harris there. Bad bet by me, but it's just I don't get it's a pick'em, and usually fights that are pick'ems like coin flips, the books kind of love that because it's making you pick a side. For me, I think D-Rod's side just off the fact that this is gonna be a kickboxing match. Everyone online, you see Ponzinibbio is either gonna come on strong late, or he's going to grapple. And I don't think he's going to do that against D-Rod, really. If we talk about durability, I think D-Rod is the more durable fighter here. I think when it comes to striking at range, I think D-Rod is the better kickboxer here. When it comes down to dog, both these guys are dogs. So I think you just got to lean with the plus odds here and go with D-Rod plus 110. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts on it. I don't have a play, but I'm going to ride with D-Rod here. I think he finds the win. Plus, I think he just fought, I can't remember. Was it Moreno or Kelvin Gastelum his last fight? I can't even remember at this rate. Let me take a look here.
It was Moreno.
Yeah, so he beat Moreno. He lost to Gastelum, which I thought was way closer than the judges made it seem. Then he lost by a head kick to Ian Gary. So you gotta lean D-Rod here, honestly. The more I talk about it out loud, the more I kind of like that bet. Yeah, I lean D-Rod. What do you think, Drav?
I hate this fight. Yeah. I don't even want to pick a guy.
Well, you
I
have
don't
to.
I don't want to bet someone, but I don't want to pick someone because I don't know, bro. They're both washed. They're both 38. But I mean, I guess
one of them has better hardware and is a better kickboxer, and the other guy has less hardware, but I guess is a little more of a dog. I guess.
I mean, D-Rod might be a better boxer, but he's not a better kicker than Santiago. Santiago is a better overall striker, and I just think in his prime he was much better than D-Rod in his prime. So the fact that his chin is declining and I can't rely on him, but at the same time he still fight hard. He showed that dog in him in his last couple fights, so that's good. But yeah, I think that D-Rod has more KO upside, and because of that, I guess I'm gonna pick him. But I just think Santiago at the same time, he cares more than D-Rod to win a fight. So that's very tricky to me.
Daz, what did you get D-Rod at?
Yeah, so I mean, D-Rod's the dog, right? So I'm gonna pick him, but
I think it's dog or pass, to be honest. Key, what do you think?
Like it's a pick and fight that I don't have a strong read on, which is fine because I'm just gonna pass on it. But yeah, I think Ponzinibbio. Whoa, bro, I don't even know how to talk. I'm looking like Peg. I think Ponz is just a better fighter, but at this point, his chin is going and it's scary. So D-Rod, I think his chin is better at this point, and he does have some power still. So because he has more KO upside and maybe a bit less wash, I'm gonna pick him maybe by KO. Maybe just sprinkle D-Rod KO and hope for the best, but maybe GTD, like Pepe said, I could see GTD is more likely. Like, I don't think Santiago is going to finish. And if D-Rod finish, it's going to be a KO, but how likely is that? I don't really know. So, yeah, just a pass for me, but I guess D-Rod for the win.
Key.
Yeah, Ponzi has been cooked for fucking centuries at this point, I believe. The Morono win is still like hilarious to watch back. The Holland loss, Holland beat him with one hand. I don't know how to feel. Both are cooked goods. I think the D-Rod has the better hardware at this point. But at the same time, I think that Ponzi is obviously taking the sport more serious and is the better fighter, a better process fighter. For me, I don't think the D-Rod looked as bad as everybody said he did versus Morono, but I think that Morono just has a weird and awkward timing. And this is, I mean, overall, level for level, D-Rod's been fighting the higher level guys over these past few years. Santi just isn't the same guy due to injuries or health issues. We've been robbed of the true peak of his career, but for me, it's a pass as of right now. I think that there could be some prop ways to play it, but we'll see as the week goes on.
Yeah, I agree with this. I don't know. You guys maybe want to bet D-Rod just because the D-Gen in me wants to make a D-Gen bet on this fight. Rainier de Ritter versus Bo Nickal, or Rainier de Ritter versus Bo Nickal. RDR is Rainier de Ritter. How do you pronounce it? Dutchman.
Say it again.
Rainier de Ritter.
Key, help him. You don't even want to help you, Peg. So you think I'm.
I don't think he can say it either.
Rainier de Ritter.
Rainier de Ritter. That's the American way to say it. It's not like the Dutch pronunciation I was trying to go for here.
You were going for Rainier?
Rainier de Ritter, I think is how it's supposed to be pronounced. But I mean, I don't know. Drav's a Frenchman. He'd be able to explain it better. They got that more flamboyant way of speech. Rainier de Ritter versus Bo Nickal, 19-2. 6'4", 78-inch reach, 34 years old. Bo Nickal, 7-0, 29, 6'1", 76-inch reach. Odds on these two gentlemen, Bo Nickal, huge favorite. Bo Nickal is -320 to -360. De Ritter is anywhere from +285 to +270. Huge step up for Bo Nickal here, obviously. De Ritter is a jiu-jitsu grappling specialist. Black belt in judo, black belt in jiu-jitsu. Bo Nickal, I mean, he's America. It is what it is. Not in the Brian Battle sense of America, but more of a white boy, Iowa corn-fed America. So that being said,
what is that capping? Is that how you cap fight?
You tell me, Frenchman. Well, how does it go when an American guy gets in a fist fight with a French dude? We know how that ends.
We're gonna talk
Your boy
about
Giuseppe is cut, baby. Cut.
We're gonna talk about Frenchmen and French women come next week, and I hope you I hope you're gonna put some money down because
who? Frenchman versus French woman. Who?
I don't know, man. I guess we.
Yeah, there's a Frenchman and a French woman on the next card.
I got to look into that. I don't know. I'm on Man and Farrell. We're a Man and Farrell podcast, so I'm sure we're all going to be on her to win her belt.
Christ.
We've been calling for it. But is that what you're talking about? She kind of looks like a man, but she is a woman, if that's what you're referencing, and she's French.
I will beat your ass.
Maybe.
What?
That being said, yeah, dude, that's Canada, bro. We're not talking about France. That's Canada. They're French Canadian.
Montreal.
Huge difference. Ask Droff.
We say Montreal here. Montreal.
Yeah.
That's how we say
Yeah.
it.
What do they do? The fries with the garbage on top.
In
Poutine.
Poutine.
In
That's what it
Poutine.
is.
Poutine in Quebec is so good. You guys need to taste it.
Have you ever had Skyline Chili in Chicago? That's America, baby.
Holy fuck, man.
But,
This pod is off the rails.
But either way, back to what we're talking about: America versus the Dutchman. I mean, just look at this photo. I don't know. I think this is Bo Nickal's spot. I think this looks pretty much identical to the Paul Craig fight, to be honest with you. When I taped it, I was just like, I mean, De Ridder tries to force war a little bit more and we'll bring the fight to Bo Nickal, where Paul Craig is a 0 on the feet. But I think Bo Nickal has the grappling to stay standing. I think he's going to be safe on the ground if he goes to the ground, but I don't think it goes there. I think Bo Nickal just tries to stand on the feet and just tap away on the feet, kind of like he did against Paul Craig, and probably win that, or probably knock out De Ridder late in the fight. So I'm on Bo Nickal. Let's go, America. We'll get the USA chance going. I think Bo gets it done to 8-0. Drav, defend your whatever you want to call this Dutchman, Frenchman, whatever you want to call him. This loser is what we'll call him. Defend RDR.
I don't want him as a French. I'm sorry. I'm gonna. He's not French, but basically I think both should be fine here. I like over. I like Bo. Maybe you get a knockout, but yeah, I think he's gonna be fine here. He can decide where the fight take place, and he's just, to me, he's the better striker. But I think the Raiders he's hardcore to fight in a sense. You know, he's long, he's tall, he's lanky, but I think Bo's gonna handle business. If he wants to get takedown at the end of the round, I think it could be smart with like a minute left or 30 seconds left to just secure the round, land a takedown, get on top. But yeah, I don't think the Raiders gonna get him down. But the only thing I'll say though, Paul Craig didn't really try the takedowns, and Paul Craig wrestling is shit, but the Raider is kind of tricky with it. So I guess the Raider could force grappling exchange more than Paul Craig did. So because of that, it could be a bit tricky, but it also is going to just help the over. I don't really think the Raider is going to finish him. So yeah, because of that, I think Bo is going to be fine. I don't think Bo's going to submit him either. So I guess if the fight finishes, it's going to be like a Bo Nickal knockout, which is possible because, the Raider is very hittable and he's not good on the feet. But yeah, I think over. I think it's set at 1.5. I like that, but I think Bo's going to win. Probably a decision or just a late TKO maybe. But yeah, I think the price is fine.
I fucking love this, honestly. Key, probably you like this too, right?
No
the
comment.
Dutch boys? No? You don't smoke Dutches?
I don't smoke or drink at all.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We're on camera. I don't either, honestly. I know Drop does. Drop smokes and drinks.
No.
Yes. You don't have to hide it. Bandit's not in the room.
Like,
were you at the bar, fucking coke
were you at the bar like 2 hours ago? He's like,
me?
He's like,
yes,
yeah.
I was there. I was at the bar for the.
We have a guy is like, yo, Key, you drink, you smoke, Draw, you drink. My boy was in the bar drinking 2 hours ago, and he's just trying to put it on us.
We watched Peg do a line of coke right before.
Whoa, that is not true.
That's
not
true.
That is a crazy accusation.
I'm gonna post it on Twitter.
I'm the Prates of podcasting. That's what we'll call it. I'll take that.
I'm gonna post that line on Twitter.
That being said,
you don't want to, right? All right, so that's fine. We're not.
That being said, Key, did you give your breakdown for this yet? Because again, this is going off the rails.
No, I think that RDR. I think that he forces a shit show. I think that this is going to play out an ugly, weird fight. Bo Nickal. I feel like the hype train has kind of been fumbled. I think it's happening a little too fast. I think that there's no need after the Brundage fight to go up a huge level, in my opinion. The Paul Craig fight is just that's just nasty. I don't know what the UFC was really expecting, unless they thought that Bo Nickal just had hands actually. But outside of like one punch KO, like I don't know if it's not like Bo's gonna put together combos and actually be able to take him out on the feet. I don't think that Bo is going to. I can't imagine that he's just choosing to sit in guard. So I think that this somewhat does play out similar to the Paul Craig fight. But RDR is going to get hit a little more and I think be a little more reckless. So I think it just plays out sort of in like a mean fight kind of manner. I hope that Bo knocks him out, but I think that Bo ends up winning this by decision.
All right. Glock just joined us to KO, Powell by KO. That's great. I'm too busy here sweating out this Knicks game. It's 112 right now. I don't know how they crumbled the way they did. Sounds good. Has to stay standing for Cole. Yeah. I don't know. Bo knocks him out. I think it's pretty fair. Next fight. Main event of the evening. Guys, like, comment, subscribe. All that's below. Our links are below. Like, comment, subscribe. We bring you this to you guys every week. We're at like 600 subs. It's borderline disrespectful, is what it is. Corey Sandhagen, 17-5, 33, 5'11, 70-inch reach. Davison Figueiredo is 24, 4-1. He's 37, 5'5, 68-inch reach. These two gentlemen, this is the biggest favorite on the card. Corey Sandhagen is at a nice, solid minus 600. Figueiredo is anywhere from plus 420 to plus 430. I'll go first. Just mine's quick. This is a clear Corey Sandhagen spot. I think Figgy is too dependent on his grappling at 135. We're just going to do volume, pace, striking at range. Corey Sandhagen is probably going to pick Figueiredo apart. I doubt it goes to the ground. Maybe Figueiredo could get like some sort of like choke going if Corey Sandhagen decides to wrestle. But outside of a flash KO, I think that's the only way Figgy wins this fight. So Corey Sandhagen's probably justified at the. I don't know if I can say he's justified at minus 600 unless he finds a finish, but I think he probably clears out Figueiredo pretty easily. I think Corey Sandhagen's next for the title shot. Dravhy or Key, whoever wants to go first, or Key, you go first. What do you think for this one?
Yeah, Sandhagen's my guy. I'm pretty sure I've made that very clear. I backed him versus Umar.
I did too.
I don't think that was like some awful bet because it was a competitive fight. I played Sandhagen versus Cheeto, damn near everybody. I'm just a Sandhagen guy. I think the guy is just really, really fucking good. I do think that this line is wide. I do think that Sandhagen wins comfortably. But I do think that this line is wide. Figueiredo has moment-winning ability versus anybody at these weight classes. But I do question hardware. He is getting older. Process has always been very, very flawed, but he's gotten away with it due to his hardware and his power just being elite. I think that Sandhagen is durable. Sandhagen is literally only losing to the best in the world. Umar, Jan. I think they won the Dillashaw fight. Aljo. This guy is. I really hope that he gets a real shot one day, because I think that somebody his level truly does deserve it. I hope that he finishes Davidson with a flying knee or some shit and gets the hype back going a little bit more so that he can really push for a title shot eventually. But I think that Sandhagen gets it done. A lot of volume. I think that we're going to see just a really good mixed martial arts showing on Saturday from Sandhagen.
Dravy.
The UFC did us dirty, man. Sandhagen versus O'Malley was like one of the best fights they could have made. Like, low key, man. It was
Corey Sandhagen would have smoked him. You realize that, right?
I don't think he would have smoked him. Nah, I don't think so.
I wouldn't say smoke, but I do have Sandhagen winning.
Yeah, maybe, but I do think it would have been like very competitive, to be honest. But yeah, it's a fight I would really like to see.
I agree with that.
This fight, I don't really care about it. I just think Corey's gonna outwork him, do more volume, just being the better fighter, the younger guy. I trust his cardio more. I trust his output more. And I think that over 25, he's just going to do more to win the fight. But I'm going to predict him to win a decision, though. I don't think he's going to finish him. If he does, maybe late finish. Maybe he can just, elbow him, open cut on his face like he did against Song Yadong. Maybe, time a flying knee because he's the taller guy. And Figgy's going to maybe he's going to walk into something. But Figgy is just maybe too high level to do these type of mistakes. And I'm not sure what's going to be the game plan. Is Figgy's going to wrestle here or not? I'm not really sure, but I think Corey's, it's kind of now or never. You need a big performance here, And then, like he said, or Peg, I'm not sure, but like it would be nice to see him fight for a title, but I don't know what they're gonna do.
Damn,
As of
Key, me
now,
and you in the same sentence. Imagine that. How times have changed.
What'd you say?
I said me and you in the same sentence. Well, on a breakdown. How times have changed.
Holy fuck! Guy turns on Tate for 2 weeks and
Yo,
starts
he's a
feeling
different
good
man.
about himself.
2025 Peg is a different man.
so yeah,
Tapes were
I'm
needed.
Sandhagen by decision. That's kind of what I think, but
Isn't that like minus 260 or minus 250 or something like that?
no, it's like minus 140, something around that.
That's not bad. I kind of honestly like Corey Sandhagen to finish him. Finish this man.
If you like him by finish, just take the under because it's or just fight doesn't go. Fight doesn't go is like plus 160 on FanDuel, and Sandhagen decision is like plus 215. So Figueiredo inside the distance plus 750 on DraftKings. Never thought I'd see something like that. The guy is so dangerous, but he just even against Peter Yan, he had some big moments. He just doesn't do enough, So if he doesn't,
I think finishes him late probably. We haven't seen Davison Figueiredo in championship rounds at this weight class, have we? No.
I mean,
Yeah, we have.
I mean,
Washington versus Pete.
Yeah,
oh, Yan, the Yan fight.
Jesus Christ! I'm just giving you props about how you watching tape.
Dude, I thought that
And
Yan
then
fight.
you say that
I thought
shit.
that was like I thought that was a while ago. Also,
Oh
when was
yeah.
that Yan fight?
that guy didn't tape that one.
When was that?
He
Yan?
skipped this. Look at his face.
Bro said, when was that?
He's either too drunk or he just didn't tape it. That's
Hey,
one.
come on.
Unbelievable accusation.
Yeah, what we're
dude.
cooking for the props or shit. Like what we're cooking.
Oh, well, no, we gotta do one guy recommend in the comments. Peg's safest bet of the week. It's so funny. My safest bet of the week. Take a look here. My safest bet of the week is going.
Corey Sandhagen money line minus 600.
Yeah, no. I think my safest bet of the week is probably. Oh, I'm gonna put us. I think it's Kwang Lee. Honestly, I think Kwang Lee is the safest bet of the week. Welcome to hell, Dravy. Welcome to hell. Yeah, I think Kwang Lee's safest bet of the week. Honestly, I think he's probably gonna cook Bolanos here. To be honest with you, I'm surprised he's an underdog. Yep, there it is. Prop wise, let's look at props. I'm gonna go with what's Bo Nickal by KO.
I'm gonna take Robertson KO for me. Let's do a KO. Like we all take a KO leg. So it's gonna be Robertson KO. It's 11-1 on DraftKings.
All right, I'm gonna do Sandhagen by KO plus 400, or plus 440 on what is this? Pinnacle. Is Pinnacle? No, FanDuel. Plus 440 on FanDuel. I'm gonna do Sandhagen by KO plus 440.
Sidey by KO.
Nice. No, we just all parlay that, and we're gonna we're gonna be rich. Oh no, Bandit's going crazy in the background. Fuck.
Yo, is he humping that pillow? So he's gonna do drop later, bro. Crazy shit. The crazy Canadians, man. Wait till you see the bestiality in Canada next week. It's gonna be wild.
This episode needs to end.
You can't believe the shit that's gonna go on in Canada next week. Key, what did you give for yours?
I said Sidey KO.
Sidey KO. All right, so Sidey KO.
We need to put that in the parlay. What's the odds on that?
No. We're done with the parlays. Done with the parlays. Parlays are done.
I want to be millionaire.
All right. I mean, that parlay probably pays damn well.
I mean, we're not gonna put it on the tweet for the parlay, but I just want to know what is the.
All right. If we do a BTL parlay, let's do a BTL parlay just for shit.
No, honestly. We don't do that. But I mean, if you want to do that,
my leg is gonna be Bo Nickal minus 320.
Robertson minus 285.
All right, Key.
At this point, if we're taking nothing but chalk,
say Montel Jackson. I know you want to do it.
I'll say Yeah, fuck it. Montel Jackson.
Well, I was kidding. That's going to lose because Daniel Marcos is going to win outright, 29-28, and you guys
Yeah,
are
get
going
the
to be
fuck
like,
out of
I'm
here.
going
By
to hit you with the
pussy
rest,
decision.
like you hit in the chat. I'm going to hit you with a rest in piss, and that's
Hey,
going to be it. 18-0 Daniel Marcos, champion on the way to the
Series
belt.
City -130. I'm not a pussy.
Okay, so we got Sidey, we got Bo Nickal, and we got Robertson. The BTL parlay, KO Sandhagen, KO Robertson, and then KO
CD.
Sidey.
Play
right, guys.
them straight. It's big numbers, so just play them straight.
That's the show. Like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. Drop it below. We are moving to Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. more consistently starting next week. We've been all over the place. We've got a lot going on lately. Life gets in the way. We're all getting older now. These guys are like, who knows? Like they complain about getting old. You know, I'm the oldest one here. We got we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a row of straight fights. Show a screenshot of you subscribing and send it to Dravhy and Key. They will give you a deal to join. If there's a time to join their programs, it's probably now. You're going to get the best bang for your buck because you're going to get 6 weeks worth of fights by joining them. They both do something a little different. Drav plays a ton of chalk. Key plays underdog fantasy, and
I play a ton of chalk.
Whatever
cut this episode.
Whatever the fake shit underdog fantasy and prize picks and better and whatever they are. That's what
he's drunk. He's drunk, guys. Don't
this is crazy.
If you want the real bets, join the Telegram. It's free. You get underdogs, you get totals, you get openers, you get everything.
The only thing you don't get is the green bet MMA.
Yeah, you just don't get wins. That's the only thing you don't get is you don't get wins.
No profit.
Experience. And what do we call it? It's called character building, right? That's what we talk about. You get character building, and that's what matters in life. Guys, that's the show. Thanks for joining us. We'll get out of here before 10:30. I'm going to go catch the end of this next game. Peace.